And I think this is a good question too, because I think a lot of people do experience a lot of anxiety, whether it's a high or low, grade. And I have people close to me who've experienced panic attacks. So how would a betrayed partner know if the anxiety they're feeling or maybe the panic attacks that they're experiencing are related to PTSD or a manifestation of it?
Yeah, that's a great question, because what you're looking for is time and severity. That's what I would say, is that if you have something, because it's very common for all of us to have something that happens, and either something big or something small, and we react to it and we carry that for a little while, but it shouldn't necessarily be something that is impacting us to a degree that we can't function anymore. So what you're looking at is this starting to become a pervasive pattern of behavior, meaning that this is starting, we're on month 3 or month 4 and month 5, and not only is there not any reprieve from the symptoms, but I'm getting worse, that I can't sleep at night. I can't, that's what you're looking for. Also, are you getting better in some ways? Like maybe you might be getting better in certain ways, but then at nighttime you're still distressed or something like that. And so it really is, I think, looking at the difference between whether or not someone has just experienced trauma from betrayal or discovery or disclosure, all of that, and then actually it becoming something that would be diagnosed as post-traumatic stress disorder.
That was something I had kind of a follow-up question on. The fact that it is a disorder, that means that it's something that requires attention and treatment, whatever that may look like. Is that what makes post-traumatic stress disorder an actual disorder? Is that the frequency of how often that it happens, or that it is consistent over a long period of time? Is that basically help me understand what makes it a disorder itself, and not just a response, a regular response to trauma. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense, because you're looking at something that is, to some degree, didn't exist before the incident. So this wasn't a part of someone's world before that, but then also that it's totally dysregulating them and disrupting their ability to function as they did before this incident happened. And the nice thing too with some of these things, and there's a lot that goes into this, but when you have something like this, the possibility for treatment is there. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people who experience various forms of PTSD, and they go through a treatment plan, and they have counseling, and they come out the other side doing well, and they have tools and they have strategies, and they can cope with life. And so then even when something else happens, they're not nearly going to find themselves in that same place. And so I think that all of that kind of goes into this idea of that what makes this actually a disorder, and something that we need to look at and take seriously, because it's not going to get better on its own, without some form of intervention, if that makes sense.
Yep.